As the second set of budgets for this legislative session passed the Senate, it's really disappointing to realize that for 2 years in a row now, this body has done a disservice to the people of the state of Michigan. Nearly every budget is severely lacking. These budgets continue the theft from our K-12 student aid fund to the tune of yet another $500 million. A total of $1.5 billion over 2 years. These past 2 years have also seen massive cuts to community colleges and higher education. When you juxtapose that with our Michigan 2020 plan to provide college access to all high school graduates, it's clear which side of the aisle is on the side of the people. This is reinforced by the fact that in our recent Michigan 2020 video scholarship contest, a great majority of entries submitted came from high school seniors in Republican districts. These budgets reduce the tuition incentive program that helps to keep costs down until our 2020 plan is passed. Likewise, grants for the Michigan College Access Network, which helps low-income students get into college, have been eliminated. The budgets hamper our university's research and development efforts by saddling them with unnecessary reporting on stem cell research. Funding for graduate medical education, vital to one of our state's fastest-growing business sectors, has been eliminated. The Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs budget provides money to help low-income individuals and families with their heating bills. I support this, but am confounded by the fact that so-called fiscal conservatives remove from this funding the ability to provide weatherization for these people's homes. Doing so would reduce their monthly heating bills, thereby reducing the need for state assistance. In this budget, Republicans are being incredibly irresponsible with taxpayer dollars. The judiciary budget funds 2 unnecessary Court of Appeals judges. Last year, the State Court Administrative Office released a report identifying 4 judgeships that were no longer needed for a variety of reasons, mainly the lack of adequate caseloads. The governor said he agreed with the report, but as a political favor, he appointed 2 new judges anyway. The legislature's failure to remove this funding is another reckless use of taxpayer money. The legislature again has failed to honor its agreement with the city of Detroit 3 times now. 3 times I offered the opportunity to make good on a promised revenue sharing for our state's largest city and economic engine. And 3 times the Republican majority voted against this covenant negotiated more than a decade ago. The corrections budget has been infiltrated by language supported by ALEC, the American Legislative Exchange Council, which is funded by the Koch brothers and their oil profits. That continues the drumbeat for privatization. This comes amidst ongoing and recent reports of corruption, substandard safety regulations, incidents of escapes from prison, and injuries to guards and the outside public, all at privately managed prison facilities. It also speaks to the ongoing expansion of what I consider one of the most grotesque public policy trends in the nation today, the prison industrial complex, which created and perpetuates the school-to-prison pipeline in our communities. My friends, this is a time when we need to invest. We need to invest in our children, our infrastructure, our public educational system, our cities and communities, and our institutions of higher learning. Instead, we are continuing the disturbing trend of disinvestment. We are allowing our institutions, local governments, and constituents far and wide to continue being squeezed out of every dime they need to function as a part of our state. The policies passed through these chambers over the past 16 months, coupled with the budgets, can only be promoted by hypocrites, either unaware or unashamed of their blatant disregard for logical reasoning and their undermining of Michigan's potential for prosperity. Thank you, Mr. President. I ask that my remarks be printed in today's journal.